Hello everyone. Welcome to the Pursuit of Science YouTube channel. Ursa Major is a constellation in the sky and generally recognized in the northern hemisphere. The Ursa Major appears as a distinctive pattern of 7 bright stars and has played an important role in many cultures throughout history. The Ursa Major is a reference point used to locate the Moon as well as other planets and stars. The Big Dipper is fairly easily recognized in the northern hemisphere sky and can be used as a guide to orientate to find planets or other constellations. First, let's talk about its history. The Ursa Major constellation has played an important role in different cultures throughout history and has been associated with various mythological stories. In ancient Greek mythology, the constellation Ursa Major represents Callisto, a friend of the goddess Artemis. Callisto was a close friend of Artemis, the goddess of beauty and hunting. One day, the god Zeus fell in love with Callisto and had an affair with her. However, this was not welcomed because it violated Artemis's sacred rule of virginity. After a while, the goddess, who was very angry about what Artemis learned about, turned Callisto into a bear to punish him. Callisto, who took on bear form, began to wander in the forest and continued his natural life as a bear. As the years passed, Callisto's son Arcas grew up and became an adult. One day, while hunting in the forest, he encountered Callisto, a bear he did not recognize as his mother. The bear recognized his son and ran towards him. However, Arcas pointed his arrows at his mother to escape from the hunters who were unknowingly trying to hunt his mother. Seeing this situation, god Zeus intervened to protect Callisto and Arcas. He lifted them both into the sky and transformed them into constellations. Callisto took its place as the constellation Ursa Major, and Arcas began to be seen as the constellation Ursa Minor. Thus, the Ursa Major constellation symbolizes the story of Callisto, Artemis' friend, in ancient Greek mythology, and his transformation into bear form. This story has an important place in mythological narratives and skywatching. Ancient Egypt. For the ancient Egyptians, the Ursa Major symbolized the mark of Apis, the sacred bull of Osiris. Apis was considered the god of abundance, fertility and rebirth. The constellation Ursa Major was thought to represent the location of Apis in Egyptian mythology. In Roman mythology, the Big Dipper represented a bear hunted by the god Jupiter. Jupiter had fallen in love with Callisto, a woman, and transformed into a bear form for her. The constellation Ursa Major was seen as a symbol where Callisto's bear form was believed to be hunted by Jupiter. For Native Americans, among North American indigenous tribes, the Big Dipper is associated with different stories. For example, Lakota Indians call the Ursa Major, Great Pan, and think of the stars of this constellation as a pan in which food is cooked. In other cultures, the constellation Ursa Major is known by different names in ancient China, India, Persia, Arabia, and many other cultures. In these cultures, the Big Dipper was valued as a reference point used to determine seasons, create agricultural calendars, and navigate. The constellation Ursa Major is a constellation that has a distinctive shape in the sky and is associated with various mythological stories in different cultures. As such, it has played an important role among humans throughout history and has been used as a source for observation, guidance, and mythological narratives. The constellation Ursa Major has a characteristic pattern of 7 bright stars. These stars maintain their shape and order according to the distances between them. Let's examine these 7 bright stars. The first of these, Dubhe, is one of the 7 bright stars in the constellation Ursa Major. It is a star that attracts attention with its brightness and apparent size. Its apparent brightness is about 1.8 magnitude, making it one of the brightest stars in the sky. It is an orange giant star with spectral class K13 IV. This classification provides information about the temperature, size and chemical composition of the star. It is the brightest star of the part of the constellation Ursa Major known as the Pan. The Ursa Major is easily recognized and located in the northern hemisphere sky. Dubhe is an important reference point of the Ursa Major, along with Merak, one of the 4 stars of the Ursa Major. The two help draw a line towards Polaris, the pole star, at the edge of the Ursa Major. According to estimates, it is thought to be approximately 123 light-years or 38 parsecs away. Although Dubhe is not a nearby star, it is located relatively close to us in the sky. Dubhe is a double star system. Its primary component is known as Dubhe A or Dubhe I, while its secondary component is called Dubhe B or Dubhe II. Dubhe A is the brighter and larger component, while Dubhe B is the smaller and fainter component. The two components appear very close to each other and complement each other over a period of approximately 23 years. Another star is the bright star named Curiosity. It is the second brightest star in Ursa Major. Its apparent brightness is approximately 2.4 magnitude. It is a white dwarf star with spectral class A1b. This classification provides information about the temperature, size and chemical composition of the star. Curiosity is considered a hot and bright star. Curiosity is located in the part of the constellation Ursa Major known as the Pan. Together with Dubhe, it forms the characteristic line of the Ursa Major. Curiosity is the uppermost star of the Ursa Major and is located at the edge of the constellation's pan shape. Therefore, it is used as an important reference point when identifying the Ursa Major and locating other celestial bodies. The exact distance to Merak is unknown. However, according to estimates, it is thought to be approximately 79 light-years, or 24 parsecs, away. This means that it is located relatively close to us in the sky. Curiosity is a star visible to the naked eye and suitable for observation. Its brightness and white color make it distinctly noticeable in the sky. Curiosity is also thought to be a star containing elements such as hydrogen and helium, as well as other heavier elements. Another bright star is the star named Phecda. Phecda is the third brightest star of the Ursa Major. Its apparent brightness is approximately 2.4 magnitude. It is a white main sequence star with spectral class A0V. This classification provides information about the temperature, size and chemical composition of the star. Phecda is considered a very hot star. Phecda is located in the part of the constellation Ursa Major known as the Pan. Together with Merak and Dubhe, it forms the characteristic line of the Ursa Major. Phecda is a star located at the edge of the ceiling of the constellation. It is used as an important reference point when identifying the Ursa Major and locating other celestial objects. The exact distance to Phecda is unknown. However, according to estimates, it is thought to be approximately 84 light-years, or 26 parsecs, away. This indicates that it is located relatively close to us in the sky. Phecda is a star visible to the naked eye and suitable for observation. Its brightness and white color make it distinctly noticeable in the sky. Additionally, Phecda is thought to be a star containing elements such as hydrogen and helium, as well as other heavier elements. The fourth brightest star is Megrez. Megrez is the fourth brightest star of the Ursa Major. Its apparent brightness is approximately 3.3 magnitude. It is a white main sequence star with spectral class A3V. This classification provides information about the temperature, size and chemical composition of the star. Megrez is considered a hot star. Megrez is located in the part of the constellation Ursa Major known as the Tail. It has a fainter appearance compared to other stars. Megrez is one of the stars on the edge of the Ursa Major and is located in the tail of the constellation. Therefore, it is used as an important reference point when identifying the Ursa Major and locating other celestial bodies. The exact distance to Megrez is unknown. However, according to estimates, it is thought to be approximately 81 light-years or 25 parsecs away. This indicates that it is located relatively close to us in the sky. Megrez is a star visible to the naked eye and suitable for observation. Its brightness and white color make it distinctly noticeable in the sky. Additionally, Megrez is thought to be a star containing elements such as hydrogen and helium, as well as other heavier elements. The fifth brightest star is Alioth. Alioth is the fifth brightest star in the Ursa Major. Its apparent brightness is approximately 1.8 magnitude. It is a white main sequence star with spectral class A1Vp. This classification provides information about the temperature, size and chemical composition of the star. Alioth is a hot star and attracts attention with its brightness. Alioth is located in the part of the Ursa Major constellation known as the tail. It has a very bright appearance compared to other stars. Alioth is one of the stars on the edge of the Ursa Major and is located in the tail of the constellation. Therefore, it is used as an important reference point when identifying the Ursa Major and locating other celestial bodies. The exact distance to Alioth is unknown. However, according to estimates, it is thought to be approximately 81 light-years or 25 parsecs away. This indicates that it is located relatively close to us in the sky. Alioth is a star visible to the naked eye and suitable for observation. Its brightness and white color make it distinctly noticeable in the sky. Additionally, Alioth is thought to be a star containing elements such as hydrogen and helium, as well as other heavier elements. The sixth brightest star is Mizar. Mizar is the sixth brightest star of the Ursa Major. Its apparent brightness is approximately 2.3 magnitude. Mizar is actually a binary star system, visually containing two separate stars. Its main component, Mizar A, is a blue giant star with spectral class A1IV. Its companion star, Mizar B, is a main sequence star of spectral class A2V. Mizar is located in the part of the constellation Ursa Major known as the tail. It has a very bright appearance compared to other stars. Mizar is one of the stars on the edge of the Ursa Major and is located in the tail of the constellation. Therefore, it is used as an important reference point when identifying the Ursa Major and locating other celestial bodies. The exact distance to Mizar is unknown, but according to estimates, it is about 83 light-years. It is thought to be 25 parsecs away. This indicates that it is located relatively close to us in the sky. Mizar is a star visible to the naked eye and suitable for observation. Being a binary star system, it allows observers to distinguish two separate stars even without using a telescope. Additionally, Mizar is thought to contain elements such as hydrogen and helium, as well as other heavier elements. Mizar is an interesting star for both sky watching and astronomical research. At the same time, this binary star system provides more information about the evolution, motion and gravitational interactions of stars. Mizar is also culturally important because it is mentioned in many mythological and cultural stories. The seventh brightest star is Benetnaz. Benetnaz is the seventh and faintest star of the Ursa Major. Its apparent brightness is approximately 2.37 magnitude. It is a giant star with spectral class A13. This classification provides information about the temperature, size and chemical composition of the star. Benetnaz is a hot star and appears white in color. Benetnaz is located in the part of the constellation Ursa Major known as the tail. It has a faint brightness compared to other stars. Benetnez is one of the stars on the edge of the Ursa Major and is located in the tail of the constellation. It can be used as a reference point when identifying the Ursa Major and locating other celestial objects. The exact distance of Benetnez is unknown. However, according to estimates, it is thought to be approximately 879 light-years or 269 parsecs away. This indicates that Benetnez are located quite far in the sky. Other features: Benetnez is a star visible to the naked eye and suitable for observation. Its brightness makes it distinctly noticeable in the sky. Benetnez is considered a star that contains elements such as hydrogen and helium, as well as other heavier elements. The constellation Ursa Major is quite recognizable and easily observed to observers on Earth. The constellation Ursa Major is best visible to observers located in the northern hemisphere. This constellation can be observed from any point located in Earth's northern latitudes. Its observation becomes more convenient, especially in spring and summer. The Big Dipper is located in the sky to the northwest. A place with clear skies and minimal light pollution should be preferred for observation. The most recognizable feature of the Ursa Major is its handle and the 7 bright stars that form its body. The 3 bright stars that make up the handle of the Ursa Major are called Dubhe, Merak, and Phecda, and represent the wider part of the handle. The 4 stars under the handle are known as Megrez, Alioth, Mizar and Benetnez and form the body part. As you follow the stalk of the constellation Ursa Major, there is also a tail of fainter stars in the sky. These faint stars complete the constellation. Ursa Major is a constellation that can be easily seen with the naked eye. However, it is also possible to use binoculars or a telescope for more detailed examinations and to observe the characteristics of the stars. The constellation Ursa Major is known as one of the sources of various meteor showers. Meteor showers are events in which bright lights are observed caused by meteoroids entering the Earth's atmosphere. The Perseid meteor shower, which occurs every year in mid-August, can be seen near the constellation Ursa Major. The Perseids form where comet Swift-Tuttle intersects Earth's orbit. They experience their busiest periods between the 9th and 14th of August every year. The name of this meteor shower comes from the constellation Perseus, a point in the sky chosen as its source. They are known for having fast and bright meteors. For this reason, they present a very impressive show for observers. Meteors moving across the sky at the speed of light leave a bright trail as they burn and enter our atmosphere. The Perseid meteor shower can be best observed at midnight and in the morning. When observing, it is important to be in a dark area and choose a sky with minimal light pollution. You also need to make sure that the sky is clear and cloudless. It can allow you to observe thousands of meteors every year at a rate of 60 to 100 per hour. Some years you may witness more intense meteor passes, but these may vary throughout the year. The Perseid meteor shower is a major attraction for skywatchers and photographers. When observing, you do not need to use a telescope. They can be viewed with the naked eye or binoculars. By taking long exposure photos, you can save memories of this magnificent event. Another one is the Leonid meteor shower. The Leonid meteor shower is known as a meteor shower that is observed every year in mid-November and features impressive meteor passes. Originating near the constellation Ursa Major, this meteor shower presents a spectacular spectacle in the sky. The Leonids form where comet Tempel-Tuttle intersects Earth's orbit. They experience their busiest periods between the 15th to the 20th of November every year. The name of this meteor shower comes from the constellation Leo, a point in the sky chosen as its source. The Leonids are famous for having fast and bright meteors. Observers may see as many as 10 to 15 meteors per hour, but some years may witness more intense transits. Their most notable feature is that they can produce very bright meteors, sometimes referred to as fireballs. The Leonid meteor shower is generally best observed from midnight to the morning hours. When observing, it is important to be in a dark area and choose a sky with minimal light pollution. A cloudless and clear sky will make it easier for you to observe. Leonids can occasionally be noted for large explosions called fireballs, as well as bright trails caused by meteoroids entering Earth's atmosphere. Although these explosions are rare, they can be quite impressive. It is a celestial event for which you do not need to use a telescope. It can be easily viewed with the naked eye or binoculars. If you want to take long exposure photos, it is recommended to be in a stable position and use long exposure times. The Leonid meteor shower provides an exciting experience for skywatchers. Each year may have a different intensity and activity level, so it's important to keep up to date with forecasts. The constellation Ursa Major is home to many deep sky objects in the sky. Deep sky objects are distant galaxies, star clusters, nebulae, and other celestial bodies that can be observed with the naked eye or a telescope. Located near Ursa Major, the Bode Galaxy is a bright spiral galaxy visible to the naked eye. In fact, the object known as the Bode Galaxy is not a galaxy, but a collection of star clusters. The Bode Galaxy was discovered by Johann Elert Bode in 1774 and later catalogued as M81 by Charles Messier. M81 is known as a spiral galaxy located approximately 11.8 million light-years away in the constellation Ursa Major. This galaxy, which is approximately 90,000 light-years in diameter, has a disk and central bar structure similar to the Milky Way galaxy. M81 contains many interesting astronomical phenomena, such as dense star-forming regions, gas and dust clouds, open star clusters, and globular star clusters. M81, together with its close neighbor M82, forms an interacting galaxy pair known as ARP 337. This pair of galaxies shows many interesting astronomical features due to each other's influence, and M82 in particular is known for violent events such as supernova explosions. Apart from this, Cigar Galaxy, M82, is an impressive galaxy located near the constellation Ursa Major. It is located in the Stock region of the constellation Ursa Major and together with the Bode Galaxy, M81, forms an interacting galaxy pair known as ARP 337. The Cigar Galaxy is a spiral galaxy located approximately 12 million light-years away. It is among the brightest and most striking galaxies near the constellation Ursa Major. The galaxy is called cigar, or cigarette, because it has a long and thin structure. M82 is an active galaxy known for its intense star-forming regions and clouds of gas and dust. Star formation continues rapidly at the center of the galaxy and throughout the disk. This intense star formation results in a bright and colorful display of the galaxy. The Cigar Galaxy is also known for its supernova explosions. These explosions are caused by dense stars within the galaxy and release enormous amounts of energy. These explosions may cause the gas and dust clouds around the galaxy to be shaped by splash waves and increase brightness. The Cigar Galaxy is also an interesting target for amateur observers. When observed with telescopes, star formation regions within the galaxy, dust lanes and details with colorful structures formed by the effects of explosions can be observed. In high-resolution images, the impressive and dynamic image of the galaxy can be better understood. Another one is ENCI 3079. ENCI 3079 is a galaxy located in the constellation Ursa Major. It is located in the Stock region near the Ursa Major and is a remarkable example among spiral galaxies. ENCI 3079 is a spiral galaxy located approximately 50 million light-years away. Especially in the center of the galaxy, there is a dense dust disk and an active nuclear region. This dust disk provides an opportunity to observe the signatures of gas and dust clouds orbiting the galaxy. The active core of the galaxy indicates the existence of a massive supermassive black hole. An active nucleus releases energy and radiation, affecting the surrounding matter and causing the observed increase in brightness. ENCI 3079 also transmits at different wavelengths, such as polarized radio waves and X-rays. This indicates the presence of magnetic fields and high-energy particles around the galaxy. When observers observe ENCI 3079 through telescopes, they can observe the galaxy's spiral arms, dust lanes, and star-forming regions. They can also study the active core region at the center of the galaxy and the effects on its surroundings. Apart from this, the region called M108 attracts attention. M108 is also known as the Ursa Major, a galaxy located near the constellation Ursa Major. M108 is listed as M108 in the Messier catalog. M108 is a spiral galaxy located approximately 46 million light-years away. It is located in the stem region of the Big Dipper. The galaxy is called the Wheel of the Ursa Major because of its long and thin structure. The disc-shaped galaxy is characterized by dense star-forming regions, dust lanes and gas clouds. When observed through a telescope, M108 offers the opportunity to better observe the spiral arms, dust lanes and star-forming regions of the galaxy. When detailed observations are made with a telescope, details can also be observed in the bright core of the galaxy and surrounding structures. M108 may be an interesting target for amateur astronomers. However, it is possible to make more detailed observations with a dark sky, a suitable telescope and appropriate magnification. Besides these, nebulae also attract attention. The Owl Nebula, M97, is a famous planetary cloud located in the constellation Ursa Major. The Owl Nebula is located in the region of the trunk of the Ursa Major and is a popular astronomical observation target. The Owl Nebula is a planetary cloud located approximately 2,600 light-years away. Planetary clouds are formed when the outer layers of medium-sized stars that end their lives are ejected into space. These outer layers are dense clouds of gas and dust surrounding the core at the center of the star. The Owl Nebula takes its name from its fascinating appearance. The gas and dust around the central star allow observers to see shapes that resemble the facial expressions of an owl. This unique image attracts the attention of observers and makes the nebula recognizable. The Owl Nebula can be easily observed by amateur astronomers. The shape and details of the nebula can be seen better when a medium-sized telescope is used. Since it is located among the bright stars in the body region of the constellation Ursa Major, it is in a suitable position for observation. Located in the constellation Ursa Major, the Owl Nebula is a striking planetary cloud with a unique appearance that attracts the attention of observers. This cloud provides important information about stellar evolution and the final stages of stars and is an exciting observation target for astronomy enthusiasts. The Pinwheel Galaxy, M101, is another galaxy located in the constellation Ursa Major. It is located approximately 21 million light-years away and is approximately 170,000 light-years across. The Pinwheel Galaxy is among the brightest galaxies in the sky in terms of surface brightness and can be easily observed by amateur astronomers. The Pinwheel Galaxy was discovered by French astronomer Pierre Méchain in 1781 and added to his catalogue by Charles Messier in the same year. The galaxy is named after the bright blue star clusters in its spiral arms and the dust lanes located perpendicular to the galactic disk. The Pinwheel Galaxy is also the brightest member of the M101 group, a group of galaxies located in the constellation Ursa Major. Other galaxies in this group include many large and small galaxies such as NGC 5474 and NGC 5477. The Pinwheel Galaxy is a popular object of observation for amateur astronomers. However, telescopes must be used to see the details in the galaxy clearly. Another formation is Messier 40, a double star located in the constellation Ursa Major. But interestingly, Messier 40 is actually considered an error added by Charles Messier to his catalogue. While making observations in 1764, Messier accidentally added M40 to his observation list and did not realize that it was a double star. M40 is actually an optical binary consisting of two stars located in the constellation Ursa Major. The components of this pair are also known as Winnicky 4 and 5. Winnicky 4 is a white main sequence star, while Winnicky 5 is a fainter, smaller star. These two stars are located approximately 500 light-years away and form a close view in the sky. M40 is generally considered a point of observational interest by astronomers. Although it may seem like just a dot at first glance, when examined through a telescope, an interesting double-star image emerges. Messier 40 is considered a target worth observing and studying by astronomy enthusiasts and amateur astronomers. In addition, it can be observed around the constellation Ursa Major in a dwarf galaxy. Lunar Zwicky 18 is a dwarf galaxy located in the constellation Ursa Major. It was discovered by Swiss-American astronomer Fritz Zwicky in 1938. Lunar Zwicky 18 is known as a distant galaxy and is located relatively close in space. Lunar Zwicky 18 attracts attention especially with its young star formations and low metal content. Metal content refers to the amount of heavy elements present in a galaxy. Lunar Zwicky 18 has a very low metal content compared to other galaxies, marking it as a younger galaxy. Lunar Zwicky 18 is considered a low-mass galaxy and is interesting for the young stars it contains. These young stars were formed by the collapse of gas and dust clouds within the galaxy. Lunar 18 has been an important target for research on galaxy evolution and has long been studied by astronomers. Lunar 18, located in the Ursa Major constellation, can be examined with telescopes used for observation purposes. The galaxy can be observed with high-resolution and sensitive observation instruments such as space telescopes and large ground-based telescopes. Lunar Zwicky 18 is being studied by astronomers to provide information about galaxy evolution, star formation, and cosmic structures. Another galaxy, NGC 2841, is a spiral galaxy located in the constellation Ursa Major. It is located in the southwestern region of Ursa Major. Although this galaxy is not bright enough to be seen with the naked eye, it can be observed with amateur telescopes. NGC 2841 has a spiral structure with a strikingly prominent center and large arms. Its blue arms containing young stars and its yellowish center consisting of old stars attract attention. Additionally, dusty regions and regions of star formation can also be observed within the galaxy. The distance of the galaxy is approximately 46 million light-years. This distance requires telescopes to have higher resolution to observe NGC 2841. The galaxy, with its spiral arms and various details, has become an interesting target for astronomers to study. NGC 2841 is an object that provides important information about galaxy evolution and structure. Star formation is studied to understand the processes involved in the collapse of gas and dust clouds within the galaxy and the formation of new stars. The constellation Ursa Major is a large region containing many interesting galaxies such as NGC 2841. Astronomers use different observation techniques and telescopes to study the galaxies in Ursa Major and gain more information. Another important galaxy, NGC 4258, is a spiral galaxy located in the constellation Ursa Major. It is located in the southeastern region of Buki. Messier 106 is a galaxy invisible to the naked eye, but can be observed with amateur telescopes. NGC 4258 has an impressive spiral structure. It has a distinct center and arms extending outward. The galaxy has an active core and sources of water megamasers. Water megamasers are powerful radio emissions resulting from the interaction of dense clouds of gas and dust within the galaxy. This has made NGC 4258 an interesting and important research target. The distance of NGC 4258 is approximately 23 million light-years. Therefore, higher resolution telescopes are required for detailed observations. The galaxy can be observed with its various structures, such as star formation regions, gas clouds and dust lanes. Another important galaxy, NGC 4490, is a double galaxy located in the constellation Ursa Major. It is located in the western region of the Ursa Major, in the area called the tail of the Ursa Major. NGC 4490 is also known as the Heart Galaxy, or the Saturn Galaxy. NGC 4490 is a double galaxy system consisting of interacting spiral galaxies. This galaxy pair has been distorted and changed due to gravitational interactions. Double galaxies are quite common in the constellation Ursa Major, and NGC 4490 is an example of such interactions. NGC 4490 is notable for its alternating arms of two galaxies and regions of star formation. Their interaction causes the compression of gas and dust clouds, star formation, and supernova explosions. The shape and structure of the galaxy were shaped as a result of interactions. This galaxy can be observed with amateur telescopes, but larger diameter telescopes may be required to see details. Like other galaxies in the constellation Ursa Major, NGC 4490 is an important target in the study of astronomical processes such as galaxy evolution, interactions, and star formation. Professional astronomers use ground-based and space-based telescopes to study double galaxies such as NGC 4490 in the constellation Ursa Major. These observations provide important information for understanding the nature and evolution of galaxy interactions. The Ursa Major Tail Nebula is a nebula located in the tail of the constellation Ursa Major. It is scientifically named IC 361. This nebula is an H2 region containing regions of star formation and gas clouds. The Ursa Major Tail Nebula has an impressive appearance. It consists of bright and dense clouds of gas. These gas clouds contain large amounts of hydrogen gas. Dense gas plays an active role in the star formation process. Stars are born inside these gas clouds. The Ursa Major Tail Nebula contains regions of active star formation. Young and bright stars interact with the gas and dust in the nebula, clearing the material around them. In this process, energy is released, causing the nebula to appear bright. The Ursa Major Tail Nebula may be an observable target for amateur astronomers. However, it may be necessary to use larger diameter amateur telescopes or equipment requiring expertise. Studying this nebula provides more information about star formation processes, the evolution of gas clouds, and galaxy formation. It is also an important example where such nebulae indicate the presence of young stars and dynamic processes within the galaxy. NGC 3877 is a spiral galaxy located in the constellation Ursa Major. It is called NGC 3877 in astronomical catalogs. This galaxy is located in the northern region of Ursa Major. NGC 3877 is also commonly known as the Swordfish Galaxy. It gets this name due to the shape and extensions of the galaxy. The galaxy has a spiral structure and has arms extending from its core region. The arms of the galaxy contain intense regions of star formation, gas clouds, and dust lanes. The stars inside NGC 3877 appear as clusters of blue, young stars. These young stars form when clouds of gas and dust within the galaxy collapse and initiate star formation. Star formation regions within the galaxy increase their brightness by emitting light through energetic processes. NGC 3877 is a galaxy that can be observed by amateur astronomers. It can be easily seen with a medium-sized telescope. Like other galaxies in the constellation Ursa Major, NGC 3877 provides important information about the structuring of the universe, galaxy evolution, and star formation processes. By studying such galaxies, professional astronomers try to better understand the evolution of the universe and the dynamic processes within it. Astronomers can observe the constellation Ursa Major using large telescopes, spectrographs, and other observing equipment. These observations can be made using long exposures and special filters. Additionally, satellite-based telescopes and space observation instruments can also be used to observe the Ursa Major constellation. The Hubble Space Telescope is a powerful instrument used to study many celestial objects, including the constellation Ursa Major. Hubble is located in orbit outside the Earth's atmosphere and has the advantage of being able to make clear and detailed observations by eliminating distortions caused by atmospheric obstructions. The constellation Ursa Major has been observed by the Hubble Space Telescope for many different purposes. Hubble's sharp imaging ability allowed detailed images of the stars in the constellation to be taken. Hubble was used to study the surface properties of stars, their movements, and interactions with their environment. Deep sky objects in the constellation Ursa Major were also studied by Hubble. Galaxies, star clusters, planetary nebulae, and other distant celestial objects have been imaged in detail with Hubble's high-resolution cameras and spectrographic instruments. These observations have provided important information about the structures of the universe, galaxy formation, stellar evolution, and cosmic events. In the future, approximately 50,000 to 100,000 years from now, more significant changes in the shape of the Ursa Major constellation may be observed. The movements of the stars themselves and galaxy interactions can affect the integrity of the constellation. However, these changes would require very long periods of time to observe. On the other hand, the stars in the Ursa Major constellation will go through their own evolution processes, and some stars will explode as supernovae after completing their lives. This can affect the composition and appearance of the constellation. The constellation Ursa Major can be observed in the sky throughout the year. However, some times may be preferred for the best observation conditions and the most distinctive view. In 2023, March, April and May are ideal times to observe the Ursa Major constellation. During this period, it rises towards the west in the evening and moves across the sky throughout the night. June, July and August are also suitable times to observe the Big Dipper. During this period, the Ursa Major is located higher and can be visible for longer periods of time in the sky during the night. It is also possible to observe the Ursa Major constellation in September, October and November. During this period, it rises towards the east in the evening and moves across the sky throughout the night. December, January and February are suitable times to observe the Ursa Major constellation. During this period, it lies in an easterly direction during the night and can be observed at a high position. Don't forget to subscribe to Science Pursuit